While some countries scream border security, others quietly open the back door. In today's video, we're uncovering 10 countries that secretly welcome illegal immigrants. Not officially, but through policies, loopholes, and quiet tolerance. You might be surprised who's really letting people in. 1. United States. Despite its tough stance on immigration in political debates, the U.S. has historically turned a blind eye to undocumented immigrants, especially in labor-heavy industries. From farm fields in California to kitchens in New York City, undocumented workers are often the backbone of industries that struggle to attract native-born employees. Many cities, known as sanctuary cities, even refuse to cooperate with federal immigration enforcement. The U.S. may talk tough at the border, but inside its economy, millions of undocumented people live, work, and contribute quietly. 2. Germany. Germany is one of Europe's biggest economies, and one of the top destinations for migrants. Officially, immigration laws are strict, but in reality, the system is overloaded. Tens of thousands of undocumented immigrants, particularly from Syria, North Africa, and the Balkans, remain in Germany even after visa or asylum rejection. These individuals often find work in informal sectors like cleaning, warehouse packing, or small-scale construction. With a declining local workforce, Germany quietly relies on this shadow labor to keep things running. 3. Italy. Italy is a hotspot for undocumented immigration from Africa and Eastern Europe, especially through Mediterranean crossings. While border controls exist, enforcement can be inconsistent, and once migrants reach the country, deportation is rare. Undocumented immigrants often find work in agriculture, restaurants, and elder care, especially in southern Italy. Local communities and employers may even protect them, knowing their labor is essential to regional economies. The official stance is firm, but the reality on the ground tells a softer story. 4. Malaysia. Malaysia has one of the largest undocumented migrant populations in Southeast Asia. Workers from Indonesia, Bangladesh, Myanmar, and the Philippines often enter on short-term permits, only to overstay and continue working illegally. These workers fill crucial roles in factories, construction sites, plantations, and domestic work. Though there are periodic crackdowns, the enforcement often stops short of full removal. In many cases, businesses and households depend heavily on undocumented workers, and the government appears to tolerate this informal labor economy. 5. Mexico. Surprising to some, Mexico is not just a transit country, but also a destination for undocumented migrants, especially from Central America. Migrants from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador often enter without documentation and find informal work in border towns or rural regions. Even though Mexico has strengthened its border enforcement in recent years, loopholes and local tolerance allow thousands to stay, especially where labor is needed. What's more, some migrants deliberately settle in Mexico as an alternative to the U.S., quietly integrating into society. 6. South Africa. South Africa has porous borders and long land boundaries, which make undocumented entry relatively easy. Migrants from Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Malawi, and even Pakistan enter for job opportunities in cities like Johannesburg or Cape Town. Once inside, many work in security, informal retail, farming, and domestic services. Although immigration laws are in place, enforcement is often inconsistent, especially in economically strained provinces where extra labor is welcomed, even if unofficially. 7. Canada. Canada is known for its legal immigration pathways, but it also has a growing undocumented population, mostly from visa overstays. These individuals often blend into society and take up informal jobs in agriculture, cleaning, caregiving, and food service. Because of Canada's reputation for due process and long bureaucratic wait times, many undocumented migrants remain for years without removal. There are even public debates about granting legal status to long-term undocumented workers, a sign that Canada's quiet tolerance might become formal acceptance someday. 8. Spain. Spain's vast underground economy thrives on undocumented labor, particularly in the southern farming regions and urban service industries. Migrant workers from North Africa, Latin America, and Eastern Europe often arrive through informal channels and quickly find jobs in construction, agriculture, and domestic work. Local demand is so high that many employers ignore legal status altogether. While Spain has introduced multiple amnesties in the past to regularize these workers, thousands still live under the radar. Tolerated, but unofficial. 9. Greece. Greece is another frontline European country that receives high volumes of undocumented migrants via sea routes from Turkey. Its asylum system is overloaded, and many rejected asylum seekers remain in Greece, finding informal work in fishing villages, farming, or the tourism sector. Especially in small islands and coastal areas, undocumented labor is quietly accepted because it fills gaps the local population can't or won't cover. While Greece's economy is recovering, its underground labor market remains active and largely reliant on invisible workers. 10. Turkey. Turkey is a global crossroads between East and West, and its geography makes it a magnet for migrants. Over 3.5 million Syrians, along with Afghans, Iraqis, and Africans, live in Turkey, many without full documentation. Although the government has policies to control illegal immigration, it also depends on migrant labor in textiles, agriculture, and manufacturing. Many live in legal gray zones, and crackdowns are often driven more by politics than enforcement. Turkey's migrant population continues to grow, not by invitation, but by silent acceptance. So, while headlines shout about border control and immigration limits, the reality is far more complex. These countries may never openly admit it, but they've quietly built economies that depend on undocumented labor. Whether it's farms in Spain or factories in Malaysia, the hidden workforce is real and essential. What do you think about this hidden truth? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into global migration, culture, and opportunity.